I'm going to share my own career path with you shortly. Careers are built based on consistent focus and effort. There is no magic wand about it. What you'll find is that when you keep on building yourself, at some point, you're going to do what? You're going to meet opportunities. But you have to be there to meet those opportunities. Things will be tough at some point, so you need to develop what? A spirit of endurance. When things are tough, get tougher. Don't give up. Because the race of life, I call it a marathon, it's not a sprint. You can't win if you pull out. But sometimes you won't know how close you are if you just say, I give up. You need courage in the face of adversity, because beyond the public glamour that some of us project, we all have stories of, sadness, stories of major disappointments to tell. Can your CV, the one you've come here with today, can it get you hired? Your CV is a marketing document for your career, just as your brochure is for a marketing communications company to sell their products or services. Companies put enormous care. They're very careful when they put their brochures together, because if they get it wrong, it will make you decide not to buy their products or services. Most times, employers get to see your CV before they come in touch with you, or they may never even come in touch with you if your CV doesn't speak well for you. Build and invest in a value-adding professional network. Talk to each other, find out what strengths they have, and tap into it. So I ask myself, what is networking? And why do I believe it can really help you? It is the single most powerful marketing tactic to accelerate and sustain success for anybody in this world. It is about making connections and building enduring, mutually beneficial relationships. It helps you to grow, so you have to start early from the day you were born. Most of you were born, your parents had their network in your church, your mosque, in all the places you went. But the point is, did you take advantage of these networks? So making up your mind to be at this career expo is a clear indication that you desire to improve your network, and because you actually want to succeed as well. Networking is vital for career growth and planning. Who you know can be as important as exactly what you know. So make an effort and start doing it.
Thank you for your time, sir. Just before you go, I'll be calling on Mr. Shiju to present him with an award for his great contribution to this audience, because I know somehow we must have gotten something from his, from what he said. So please, Mr. Shiju Prabhakaran, thank you very much. So now, speaking of networking, networking is great. It's awesome. I can see a lot of shy faces. Now, I see, and most times I sit down and then I always like to ask myself this why question. Okay, for example, why are you here today? I'm here because I need a job. Why do I need a job? It could be because you studied this course in school. To someone else, it could be because you want to offset your bills. Now, why do I wish to offset my bills? Or why did I study that course in school? I need to offset my bills because I need to keep living in that house I'm occupying. Because if I do not pay my rent, landlord will evict me. Now, why would the landlord evict me? Because I'm not building my career, according to me, because I'm not building myself or my brand up to a point where I will not be scared when any landlord chases me. Because I know that I can easily afford to move to another house. You also mentioned something which is very, very key. LinkedIn. How do we use LinkedIn? Some people do hi on LinkedIn. I've seen that a lot. Hi. LinkedIn is now like WhatsApp. Hello. Hi. So what does your LinkedIn look like? If someone looks through your profile, will they be convinced that based on what I can see, I think I want to give this person a job, or I think I want to invite this person for the job? Is that what your LinkedIn profile looks like? I've seen LinkedIn profiles where ladies are selfie. I see it a lot. Because they do not understand what LinkedIn is meant for. LinkedIn is a professional social media platform that's used for professional discussions. Basically job platform, not for hi, hello, cheese, and so on. So speaking of LinkedIn, I'm going to be bringing aboard Kayode Abbas. So Kayode Abbas is going to be speaking on a very interesting topic. So he's going to be speaking on LinkedIn, just like I mentioned LinkedIn. He's going to be speaking on how you can use LinkedIn to your advantage. So many of us do not really know what LinkedIn is meant for. It's not like he knows all, but at least he would be able to guide us, enlighten us, and let us understand a few tips about how LinkedIn should be used. So please, ladies and gentlemen, Let us welcome Mr. Kayode Abbas.
My name is Kayode Abbas. I'm the founder of curriculumit.io. I'm a LinkedIn trainer and a coach. So now, what you need to know is that people know you on LinkedIn. Every day will know you. People know you on LinkedIn. But now the question is, what do they know about you? What do they know you for? Do they know you as a job seeker that is always buzzing them to ask for a job? Do they know you as that person that is always private messaging them to ask if there is a vacancy? What do they know you for on LinkedIn? Now, if you hope to use LinkedIn to get work, then you need to position yourself. I see a lot of people, you come on LinkedIn, you do not know how to, or you don't take that, you don't make the effort to make the platform work for you. Now, it starts from your profile. Your profile is very, very important on LinkedIn. Your profile is your landing page. Your profile is your online CV. In fact, your profile is more powerful than your CV these days, because before people would ask for your CV, they would have gone online and they would have checked your profile. They would have seen you for who you are before they ask for your CV. That's why I'm surprised. I see most people, their CVs are more impressive than their profiles online, which is not supposed to be so. Your profile online should even be better than your CV. Your CV should just be an extension of what you have put online. The world is changing. If your CVs are well packaged, well written, well formatted, and your profile is just there, then you are going to have a problem. Now, what kind of profile picture do you have on your profile? There are people that have Snapchat filters on their profile. You have your tongue out. You know that Snapchat filter with the tongue out. If you put that on LinkedIn, nobody will take you seriously. I mean, then you wonder why you message someone and they will not respond. That's why. Because your profile photo should be very, very professional. The next thing you should look out for is your headline. Your headline is that line of where your title usually is. Now, you should make sure that you change your headline. Don't put open to new opportunities. No, please, no. If you are looking for a job, for example, as an accountant, and you want people to know that you're looking for an accounting job, it's better to put aspiring accountant in your headline. LinkedIn is about giving value. If you're not providing people with value, if you only just want to go there and get, from people, people would definitely avoid you. Everybody wants something in the long run. So if you are not there to give value, don't expect it back. You understand? So make sure that you position yourself as someone of value. So put out content. When you are putting out content, that's when you start seeing people will start checking you out. Like, who is this person? Who is this person? Who is this person? You understand? But if then you just have a profile and then you're not doing anything with it and you're not putting yourself, I mean, at the end of the day, you'll just be there. Thank you very, very much.
You mentioned something earlier, which may be a clarion call. I know a few persons that don't have LinkedIn accounts. Few do, but not everybody has a LinkedIn account. But if you don't have a LinkedIn account here, start building one. Earlier, when I started building my LinkedIn account, I didn't used to have anybody that I just didn't know. But later I learned that it's not about that. Keep adding people. Because the more connections you have, it helps you to grow. Because once they post articles, you read and you'll be able to contribute. And these articles are most times they are always insightful. There was one I saw about someone going for there was this about you going for an interview, and I'm going to ask questions based on this. Now, this one was trending HR. Someone went for an interview, it was poached, and then when he got there, the company is asking him, why do you think we should employ you? And he's telling the company, why do you think I should work for you? Do we think that's arrogant, or the person asked the right question? Anybody wants to help?
Well, going by your statement, and if an employer, invited you for an interview, and is asking you, okay, why do you think you're the best fit for the job? And then in your response, you ask, why should I work for you? You know, I feel one thing, attitude is important. Attitude is very important in as much as you have, you know, skills. Your skill set maybe is wonderful and your CV is excellent, you have experience. But attitude means a lot. So I think that's a little bit off.
Any other person? Yes, or was he arrogant, or was he on point?
I think it works both ways. Mm. If he has the skills and everything, he can come that way. But if he doesn't have anything, that was not a very wise.
Thank you very much. So I would like to allow some of our speakers share their thoughts on this. But before I do that, let me ask two simple questions. First of all, the company poached you, right? But you decided that you wanted to go for that interview yourself. Am I correct? So once you've decided that you wanted to go for the interview yourself, then why decide that you want to go there? And I could be wrong, but I feel that what has made me to want to eat from a banana is because I know what's eating inside the peel of the banana. That means I peel, I know that I'm going to see something sugary. The moment I peel and I see something otherwise, what do? I trade off. It could be wrong, like I said, but I strongly believe in value and attitude alignment. It is key because it shows the kind of person you'll be on the job. I could be wrong, like I said earlier, but let's hear from a few of our speakers. You know.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Adego Adebayo, and I'm talking about alignment and value. Most times, my advice will always be we should have a value for ourselves. And that's part of what we're going to be discussing here very soon right now. Every one of us, when we talk about attitude, now there are certain times that you're filled with so much energy, you're filled with so much knowledge, you know what you want to give out, and probably you're a little bit, not arrogant, but you're a little bit selective about where you want to work because you have your own defined path. Now, one of the things I usually tell people is that because you don't even have your own path already, so what happens is that we keep drifting over time from one place to another place without a direction. But if I have my own plan, if I have my own path, and probably I'm asking an organization, what's your own vision? There should be an alignment within my own personal vision with the organizational vision. If there is no alignment, then there is no point working with you. Because I usually tell people this, which most times organizational leaders do not like to hear. Until we help employees to achieve their personal goals, can they give 100% to the organization? So if you have your own personal vision of what you want to achieve, so when I walk into an organization, I tell you, this is what I want to do, then I should be asking you, organization, please, what's your own vision too? If I don't see an alignment between my own vision and your vision, I'm sorry I can't work for you. That's why I drop it. Thank you.
So Mr. Dego is going to be coming on stage to speak about societal influence on your career. So Mr. Dego, thank you very much for your time. So
now what we're trying to say is the societal influence on your career. The society that we live in is constantly teaching you unconsciously, I say the word, unconsciously, to become users instead of inventors. That's the society we live in. Everything about us, the entire plan, the entire process is programming us unconsciously to become users instead of inventors. And now, how do we get it right in our own society here? We should have a unique model to get it right here. So if Brother Tracy tells you, follow your dreams 100%, the basic things of life that you need is made available for you. If you don't mind, maybe a queue from here to there, we might queue and have buffet free because NGOs are working. If you don't mind a room of this size, we might be about 10, 15 there, and we'll sleep. Every morning we wake up to do our normal hustle, and we'll come back to sleep here. It's precisely free for you. Have projects, and people are sponsoring. They can spread payment for you for the next 15, 20 years. Then tell me, why won't you fix your dreams 100%? How many Harvard dropouts do we have? We have millions of them. But how many people are making headlines? Only those that are successful. So if you want to follow the steps, oh, I don't think education is important. No, let education go. Please, education is important for you to be able to thrive in our society that we live in here. It's what will give you that soft landing to be able to make it well. The society we live in is constantly always giving you excuses, reasons to let those ideas to drive off you. According to psychology, from 0 to 6, you are 100% receiving via your 5 sense organs. Via your 5 sense organs, 100% receiving. From 6 to 12, you are 60% receiving, 40% giving. From 12 to 18, you are 40% receiving, 60% giving. Above 18, you are giving back 100%. What has been instilled in you from 0 to 18. So where is it coming from? Where are the fears coming from? Where is the phobia coming from? Where is the ability to thrive coming from? Where is the low self-esteem coming from? It's part of your development in life. It's what you have learned over time. It's what has been instilled in you unconsciously, and today you have accepted it as a norm. You feel, oh, this is the way it should be. This is what is acceptable in our society. But I'm telling you today, the society we live in is not helping to be able to prepare that same platform for you to be able to thrive. And so it is on you to develop your own mental strength to accept the rejection, to accept whatever will come your way, and see it as lessons of life. Life is not happening against us. Life is happening for us.
My name is Blessing Abeng. I will be talking about first impressions. So, first impression, everybody's talking about networking, your LinkedIn profile, one thing or the other, but first impression. How many of us think that our dressing affects who we are or how we are perceived? In Nigeria especially, your dressing ties to your morality. It really shouldn't be so, but that's how it is. If I came here with a mini skirt and spaghetti top, and I just came and I was trying to talk to you, it would be very distracting. You wouldn't really listen to me as much as you should have because I look almost naked. And while I might have a lot of things to say to you, I won't have enough time to explain myself, to explain to you that, oh, I have a lot of smart things to tell you. You would be too distracted to care. How many of us understand that? Yes. So this is exactly why before, when you're going out for events, when you are coming to places like this, when you are just living your normal life, invest in your clothing. You don't have to buy anything too expensive, but you can have a brand. It doesn't have to be suits. I don't think everybody always has to wear suits. I mean, people are comfortable with suits. So if you know suit is not your thing, find industries that would support you not wearing suits. So these 3 things, and in my experience with it, I have noticed that across all sectors, whether you have a job, whether you don't have a job, people are consistently making impressions of you even before you open your mouth. Which is why they'll tell you, have great pictures on social media, have amazing profile photos, because even before I go to check your page, I'm looking at your picture. I know everybody has come here since, and everybody has been saying LinkedIn is such a great platform. Not everybody is really on LinkedIn, including very impressive professionals, especially within the fashion and beauty industry. A lot of fashionistas, a lot of fashion people, they're not on LinkedIn because their target market is on Instagram and YouTube and websites as per blogging. So depending on what industry you're in, you need to find where are the people that I need to talk to, or the people that need to hire me, where are they? And position yourself there. You can't be looking for a beauty or fashion job and be working hard on LinkedIn. If you find these chances that slim, only advantage of having like a LinkedIn account is that in case you choose to change your career path, you will not start from scratch. So about content, as I was saying, your Facebook page, do you have one? What's there? What is your name? Your Facebook page is not popping up. Your Instagram page is not popping up. nothing about you is popping up, then you have work to be done. Because remember, you're no longer a job seeker, you're an entrepreneur. People are looking for you. So how do they find you? Every social media page you have is your CV. If you are going to have a LinkedIn page, you're going to have a Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, as many social media handles as you want. Pick 3 that you know you're going to be most active at. And share very relevant content. Have a consistent profile photo across everything. Have a consistent bio across everything. So that I know the big page that I saw on Facebook is the same big page that I'm seeing on Twitter. I'm not confused. That's how to keep your brand consistent. Share sensible, relevant content. Don't joke with your content. Your content is a big deal. It's the reason why people are going to come for you. It's the reason why people are going to look for you. It's the reason why people are going to see you as worth hiring. So don't at all joke with content.
We'll be bringing Mr. George. Mr. George is here to speak. So now, okay, let me just brief us. Officially, with the Career Expo launching, we are also launching a magazine today. Now, what does this magazine offer you? It offers you several jobs, opportunities, links, where to send your CV to across diverse borders. So please, let's hear from Mr. George to, just briefly talk about the magazine. Thank you, Mr. George.
Morning, everybody. Hope it's a good time you all have here, listening to the HR people, listening what you have to do. So we are also trying to make a small help to bridge that gap. The gap between what to learn, how to develop, and where to find a job. So with this Career Expo, we are launching a new magazine which is called Career Today. This is going to be a monthly magazine covering only these areas. In education, we are going to cover school in Nigeria, a university in Nigeria, as well as university abroad, where you can study, where you can learn. We are also trying to incorporate people or the consulate and people from the consulate and embassies to write how if you want to study abroad. The second section is the career development. Once you are qualified, how to develop your career. And the final section is job opportunities. I just want to present what this magazine is going to be. Thank you very much for the time. Good day.
My name is George Oyade. Very briefly, I'll be speaking on the topic that says labor as a commodity. Labor is defined as the capacity to work. What is skill? Skill is the capacity to do work well. But then what is commodity? A commodity is anything that is bought and sold or exchanged in a market. Now, why are we talking about labor as a commodity? We all here are in a market we call labor market. What do we sell? Some of us think we sell our time. Some of us think we sell our efforts. But actually, in the labor market, what you sell is your skill. The actual fact is majority of us make a living. Majority of us have one thing or the other that we are doing and we are making a living. Anybody putting jobs in the media, what they want to buy, what they want to hire, what they want to pay for is what you have to offer. So, labor as a commodity.
This movement is so important for Nigeria. And I call it a movement and not a business, because when Verify Me Nigeria was enacted, it was enacted as an NGO. See, the reason why the Uber driver comports himself and why his vehicle is much cleaner and why he presents himself better than the regular taxi guy you stop on the side of the road. Do you guys know the difference? You know why the Uber driver gives himself better? Because he understands that there's a rating system that trails him everywhere he goes. He understands that the last passenger can actually see what he did during his driving course. Every information that you put will be verifiable and verified. And I'll tell you what we do for our verification. If you give us your home address, we would actually go to the house, wherever it is in Nigeria. So we will give your employer a GP coordinate that we were actually at your house, a Google coordinate. We will give your employer a picture to show that we were actually at the house, right? So when you impute your information, impute the right information. When you put in your identification number through NIMSI, your passport, any of your identification number, we will verify it because we are connected to all the governmental agencies for your identity verification. So when you enroll for verification with your email or your phone number, all you have to do is send a short code or whatever it is to that number, and then you will retrieve your verification number. One last thing, guys, go and join the Verify Me movement. Thank you very much.
My name is Mark Igbenadian. I'm the CEO and founder of Productive People. I'm also the CEO and founder of a digital recruitment platform called Get Qualified. So rather than me coming and lecturing you, I wanted to do it more on a coaching session. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Let me put this to you. You guys tell me where your problems are, and I'll try and answer some queries. Yeah. What happens in terms of overqualification? Listen, qualifications are only relevant if it's relevant for the job. Don't go and spend your money doing a qualification that's not relevant for a job, because that's a waste of time and money. So if a qualification is relevant, like you're doing oil and gas and you're doing health and safety, qualifications are relevant. If you're doing HR, management, qualifications are relevant. If you're doing sales, no qualification is relevant. If you're doing accounting, yes, a qualification is relevant. So it depends on the field. Don't just go and take a qualification just for the sake of it, because it's a waste of time and money. Okay, so how much do you earn previously and which suddenly becomes turn off? Salary offerings in Nigeria are not great, especially for entry level. But if you've worked at a job and you want to go for another job, never take less than what you're on before. You always have to take a minimum of a 20% increase, otherwise it's not worth it. And if a company is trying to sell you short, then don't be afraid to walk away from it. All right, thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Very quickly, we'll do a short presentation on the ACC advantage. ACC is a global qualification. We are the world's leading global professional accountancy body. Now, as an ACCA member, you can work in any industry in the world. So there are people that are ACCA members, they work in different industries. You find someone in technology, manufacturing. So people like Mrs. Olateju, she says that ACC has given her skills to provide, or given her knowledge and skills relevant for her business. She works in Ocean and Oil. That's also an oil and gas company. And we have people, so this is an example. And so there's no limit to where the qualification takes you. So if I take ACCA, that means I can only work for the big 4 audit firms. No, I can only work in a bank. No, you can work in any sector in the country because your skills are required. Now, so ACCA did a research. We commissioned a research that involved about 3,000 C-suite executives. Those are people that are like chief executive level, chief operating officer, and things like that. And we said that we wanted to find out in a finance professional what skills will be required come 2025, right? So we came up with these 7 skills. We said that this quotient, technical and ethical skills quotient, intelligence, creative, digital, emotional intelligence, vision, and experience. They said that this was done across all continents of the world, including Nigeria as a country participated. We had some executives. And what they told us was that by 2025, I want whoever is in charge of finance from an organization to be somebody that has or displays these 7 skills, right? So in addition to all the things they've taught you about developing yourself, what ACCA has done is that all these things, we took it all and then we imputed it in our qualification, which is why anywhere in the world, if you want to become a finance professional, people always respect if it comes to an ACCA certification because it's application, and we continue to take current realities of the workplace and impute it in our qualification. I think I'll just try to round it off now so we can, yes. Thank you so much for your time.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to begin with the fact that a career is something that all of us probably have or will. It's not optional, because a career is something that you decide to do for the rest of your life, your work. And your work can be a job, or you can be an entrepreneur and have a business, but it's still your career. One of the first things that I find with a lot of people I speak to with regards to their careers is that they are not very clear where they want to go. One of the first things in order to take charge of your career is to have a vision for your career. Without a vision, what do you think will happen? If you don't know where you're going, wherever the wind is blowing, you will be blown. So if you don't have a vision, please, first thing you need to do is, please develop a vision for your career. A vision is not something for organizations, it's for individuals as well. So every individual, have a vision for your career. The next thing I'm going to talk about is take inventory. You've decided where you want to go, you need to find out where you are. Am I making sense? If you don't know where you are, you cannot plan for how you're going to get there to your vision. So you're going to take inventory. People were doing business and they don't put it on their CV. How can you be selling and you don't put it on your CV? You need to put it on your CV. In fact, it's one of people, you will be shocked how impressed the interviewer will be by seeing that you've been selling things. But people don't do that. So please do not underestimate your skills. Do not go into the mind of people like to think for HR or think for Nigeria. They say, hey, you know Nigeria now, they won't want to know. You know, they might think you're competing with them, or they might think you will go back and run your business. That's you thinking. That is you thinking. That is not necessarily what the employer or the interviewer is thinking. These days, go and ask. People are looking for people with entrepreneurial skills. People are looking for people, they call them intrapreneurs. Entrepreneurs that work internally in organizations. People are not looking for employee mentality.
I went to Bayelsa. I saw people are putting their clothes on the solar panel. So this is very sad state of affairs. Solar panels are meant to capture solar energy, not for drying the fish, not to put up your clothes for drying up. So those who are having technical background, they can build up their career as sales or service engineers. It's a wonderful opportunity, I must say, if you can build up your career in renewable energy sector, because there are very few engineers in Nigeria in this sector. But if you build your career in this sector, you have a bright future, I can say. So you can understand how alternate source of energy is important for this country. Nigerians, if you all are using 16 hours generator, what we are saying is you use 8 hours of generator and balance 8 hours or inverter. So you are saving 8 hours of fuel every day. When 8 hours of generator is running, it is automatically charging the battery through the inverter, and the balance 8 hours you are using the inverter. So 8 hours of fuel saving per day. In a month, how much it is? In 6 months, how much it is? In 12 months, how much it is? In 1 year, you recover the cost of the inverter which you have put in. Very simple. So that is the logic we are saying. So you don't have to use the generator for a long time. You just use for a few hours, charge the battery, then you go to. And in between NEPA comes, that is a bonus for you. Thank you very much.
In the absence of any further presentations, I'd like to thank us all for coming today. At this juncture, we have come to a resounding close of Career Expo. So I want to thank you for coming and wish us all a safe journey back home. Thank you.